good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Nika. So today we're going to do a Q&A. I've been getting a lot of people asking me about my bypass surgery. So today I'm going to go ahead and answer all these questions. Now I have 32 questions here that I'm going to answer about my bypass surgery. Okay, so let's get to it. First question. What is the bypass surgery? So they have two different things. You can have the bypass surgery or you can have a sleeve. Now, a sleeve is less invasive and the bypass surgery is more invasive. And for people who have acid reflux, they actually tell you to get the gastric bypass surgery. And then also you actually lose more weight with the bypass surgery than you do a sleeve. You don't lose as much weight with the sleeve. So pretty much that's what a bypass surgery is. That's what I had. And if you want more medical terminology on it, you can have to look that up yourself because I don't know all the medical lingo for it. Did I lose hair? I personally did not lose any hair. No. What can I do and cannot do after surgery? I guess that kind of depends on your body and, what you are able to physically do yourself. I mean, now for me, I kind of was able to go back to doing whatever I was able to do before. Now, before I had the surgery, I really wasn't able to do a whole lot because I was having trouble walking. My knees was hurting. I had a lot of issues. I think it might be one of the questions, so I didn't want to go into detail about it, but it just depends, on you and your body, what you can and cannot do after the surgery. Did I have any complications? Yes. The only complication I had was I found out that I was allergic to Lovenox. Lovenox is a blood thinner. It's supposed to clot your blood, but instead of it clotting my blood, it was actually making my blood like liquid. So therefore, it caused me to have a seizure, and the blood had to come out somewhere. So it was coming out of my rear end. And yeah, so you can use your imagination on what was coming out of there. And that happened for a couple days until all of that, Lovenox got out of my system and the blood got out of my system. I had to keep pushing out blood for days. It was kind of like I was having a period back there. Yeah. So that was my only complication, but that was due to Lovenox, kind of like an allergic reaction. Did my family support me? Well, they supported me, but a lot of people kept saying, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. You might not make it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I was just like, look, I'm going to do it regardless because if it's meant for me to die, then I'm going to just die. That's all I'm going to say. If it's meant for me not to be here, then hey, so be it. But I'm going to do it because I want to do it. And look, man, I'm absolutely happy that I did it because your girl is freaking beautiful. So yeah. How long did it take me to lose weight? Me personally, it took me 6 months. That's it. 6 months, all my weight was gone. What vitamins did or do I take? So when you have a gastric bypass surgery, or even if you have the sleeve, they give you some vitamins called bariatric vitamins. Now you have to order those vitamins. They are expensive. So yes, insurance does not pay for that. That's a vitamin that you have to get on your own. But one thing about the bariatric vitamins is actually all the vitamins you need in one vitamin. I've been seeing people buying bottles of different stuff and they pop in 10, 15 pills. Why? I don't know if their doctor knew about this vitamin or if they did not know. So that's why they were buying all them pills. Now, calcium is not included in the pill because calcium is totally different. If you take the pill and you have calcium at the same time, they interact with each other, meaning it does not work. So you have to take that pill, like maybe whenever you take it in the morning, and then maybe later in the afternoon you take the calcium. So you have to take those separately, but that's what you have to take. The next question is, was I scared? I actually was not scared at all. I didn't have a doubt in my mind. I wasn't scared at all. Did it help with infertility? For my case, it did. 6 months in, boom, I was pregnant. But you also saw my talk about me trying. I had the surgery. I was able to get pregnant, but I had to physically try hard. We had to track and do everything to finally have a kid. So it wasn't just I lost the weight and boom, I got pregnant like that. No, it didn't happen like that, but it did help with infertility. And I answered this already. Do I regret it? No, I do not. Do not regret it at all. How long was the process before the surgery? Now, based off of insurance, some insurances make you go through kind of like a 6-month long process. And what you have to do within that process, you actually have to show your doctors that you did something in your past to try to lose weight naturally first. And then you have to do all these different tests and medical tests and talk to a psychiatrist. I mean, you have a bunch of different things you have to do. Now, for me, I was able to bypass a lot of that. I did have to do, the psychiatric evaluation. I did have to sleep with the sleep apnea machine and all that kind of stuff. I did have to do certain things, but I didn't have to. It didn't take me 6 months to do it. I think maybe 2 months, and then I was able to get qualified for surgery. Did I reach my goal weights? I did, because I think I got all the way down to 130, and then of course now that the weight came back, but that's because they say when you lose weight, your body makes you lose all that weight, but then your body stabilizes to get you back to the weight you need to be at. So I think I got all the way down to 130, and after that, the weight kind of came back a little bit, because by the time I had both my kids, I was at 160 with both of them when I was pregnant with them, and then once I delivered, I was at 160 with both of them. Were you satisfied? Overall, yes. I was satisfied with the procedures. I was satisfied with the surgery. I was satisfied with everything. The whole process. The before, the after, I was satisfied pretty much. Did I have pain? Yeah, you definitely going to have some pain. Now, they do say you have gas pain immediately after surgery. Now, for me, I did feel gas pain, but I don't think it was that severe at all. And now, once I came home and it come time to, move around and roll over in the bed, oh, that was pain, because they do give you this pillow you put on your stomach to kind of put the pressure on your stomach. That was a lifesaver for sure. So if y'all have the surgery and they give you that pillow, you better use it. What doctor did I use? Now, I went to a doctor in Greenville, North Carolina. His name was Dr. Naziri. He did a great job. Was it in state or out of state? So, of course, since it was in Greenville, that is considered in state. Was it expensive? I don't know. Because my insurance paid for it. So, all I had to do was pay a deductible. My deductible was, I think, $500. That's all I had to pay. Is vitamins required for life? Yes, they should be. And they are required. But have I been taking them? No. I've actually been off those vitamins for I'm scared to tell you. I think it'd been like, I'm gonna say it's probably been a year for real. I've been taking side vitamins here and there, but I haven't been taking the bariatric vitamins because, like I said, they're expensive, and yeah, I just ain't bought none. I just been taking any old little vitamin I could find over the counter just to pop a pill in me. That's what I've been doing. If pregnant, can you use the same vitamins? No, you cannot use the same vitamins when you're pregnant if you're taking the bariatric vitamin, because that vitamin has a lot of vitamin A, and the baby does not need a lot of vitamin A. So they tell you do not take it, but they do have a prenatal bariatric vitamin that you can take while you're pregnant. Only thing about that vitamin is it comes in a capsule. They are huge. They are huge. And for people who have issues swallowing, you cannot swallow that capsule. And then the thing about it, you swallowing it, and if you just feel it stuck in your throat, it makes you scared because it feel like you're choking to death. And you can pour the powder. You can open it up and pour the powder in something. And I was mixing mine in applesauce. Now, the taste is so bad that you just gotta, that might make you throw up. If you already having morning sickness, if you're pregnant and you have a morning sickness and you're taking that vitamin, it will literally make you throw up. So the taste is terrible. And one time I tried to take it a different way, and I think when I put it to my mouth, I sucked it up by mistake, and like that powder went down my throat and about killed me. So worst mistake of my life. So yeah, that was terrible. It was terrible. So yeah, don't do that. But that vitamin, like I said, the prenatal vitamins, they're not good at all. It's nasty because it's a capsule, it's too big, and it's powdery. Ugh. Anyway, thinking about it just make me want to gag. Did it change my sense of taste? I don't think it changed my sense of taste, but knowing that you had the surgery, my mindset changed because I kind of knew I wasn't allowed to eat certain things. So my mind was just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. That's what my mind kept telling me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't want to be sick, don't do it. Don't. My taste buds didn't change. It was pushing myself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Nope. You better not eat it. You better not. That's what I was doing. You better not eat it. So that's what helped me out. Anything you can do now that you couldn't before? Oh, yes. Before I had surgery, I told you guys I was having issues with my knees. Yes, I was having issues with my knees. I could barely walk. And now your girl can walk, I can dance, I can move, I can do whatever I need to do. And I was having issues back then that, I could barely go to work. I was working at a mental hospital at one point in time. And it wasn't nothing but the Lord who let me get fired. But it was a blessing because this is all when the whole pandemic broke out or whatever. So when I got fired, I immediately got unemployment. And based off unemployment, I was making way more money being unemployed than I was working at that mental hospital. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I made. I made $14,000 in like 3 months of unemployment. Yeah. And that was due to me getting fired because I wasn't capable of doing the work because my knees was hurting so bad. And they think I was supposed to restrain these mentally ill patients. Boo-boo. So that was a blessing in disguise for sure. And I was able to do a lot more after the surgery, as in just being able to go back to work. Because I work now. I was able to go on back to work and I don't have any issues with walking and running and doing what I need to do and taking care of my kids. So, yes. Why did you consider the surgery? So, of course, I considered the surgery because I had a lot of issues. I had high blood pressure. I had acid reflux really bad. It was to the point where it was actually making my throat really tight. Like, imagine somebody strangling you to death, and after they finish strangling you, you could still feel their hands on your throat. That's how bad my acid reflux was. It was just tight in my throat. So I had trying to remember everything that was going on. I think I also had high cholesterol, my knees, and I actually was diagnosed with a chronic condition called patellar tendonitis. So that's pretty much where I have a weak patellar and I have to wear these straps on my knees. So yeah. So even now, I still have to wear the straps on my knees. Like, that's a life thing. It's not going to ever go away. This is something that, till death do me part, I'm going to be having them straps on, baby. But outside of that, I'm still living and functioning normally, and I'm having a great life here. Would you recommend the surgery? Oh, yes. As soon as I had the surgery, I was telling everybody, my mama, my daddy, everybody, y'all need to get this surgery. Y'all need to get this surgery. If you need it, not just get it because I'm saying get it, but if you need it, get the surgery. And I've talked to so many people who was interested in the surgery, and they was asking me about the process, and I was telling them. I even had a lady reach out to me. She was disqualified because, she just had a lot of other health issues, and they said that if she was to have the surgery, she might not make it out because she had a lot of complications. But if she didn't have all those complications, I'm definitely sure she would have done the surgery for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you guys want that surgery, look, man, Go get the surgery because your girl was pleased. And if you want more information about the doctor I went to, ask and I will give it to you. And I pretty much just told you his name. Just Google it. Dr. Naziri in Greenville, North Carolina, because he was a great doctor. And the name of the business is called Southern Surgical. So Google it. What can you eat after having a surgery? Now, they do give you a whole checklist of what you are allowed to eat, what you cannot eat, what you shouldn't eat. And they tell you the time frames of when you can eat this stuff and when you cannot eat this stuff. You better follow it to a T. They tell you, this is your Bible. We giving you this. This is your Bible. Follow it. You better follow it. For all you people who want to have a surgery and then you go rogue, don't do it. Did you cheat on the requirements? No, I did not cheat. Like I said, it's your Bible. Don't go rogue. I did not cheat. I probably went longer doing the parade diet and the liquid diet than I was supposed to. But I was not about to mess my stomach up. No, was I gonna be sick? No, boo-boo. No, I won't doing it. I won't putting myself in that, danger like that. I won't doing it. So how did you do on the liquid diet? So for me, when I did my liquid diets, I actually wasn't required to do a liquid diet at all because I was already, like, when I had the surgery, by the time I had the surgery, I was at 205 pounds. So they didn't require me to do the liquid diet, but for people who are a little heavier than that, they do require you to lose weight on your own. And they make you do a liquid diet in the beginning. And then when you have the surgery, I don't even think it was well, I guess I could say liquid. They made me do chicken broth maybe, I guess, a week. You do the chicken broth a week, and then you move on to parades, and you be on parades for 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe a little longer than that, and then you move. Maybe it might have been a month, and then you move from parades and you go to solids, and it kind of like transition you, moving on like that. So that's kind of how that went. But in the beginning, I didn't have to do a liquid diet until after the surgery, and I think it was only a week. Is this a personal topic for me? Not really. Like, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not, like, offended or anything like that. I will tell people what I did. And I tell people all the time, everybody know I was fat. Everybody know I was fat. I was fat, black, and ugly. Yes, I was. So once I had this surgery, I told the world. I shouted to the rooftops. I had the surgery, baby. Yes. So I was not ashamed. And it's not a personal topic, or it don't make me feel no type of way about it. How long should you wait before having kids? Now, when you have the surgery, they normally tell you to wait a year to have the surgery. They tell you after you had the surgery to wait a year before you have babies. Now, for me, it was 6 months. After 6 months, I went to my doctor and was like, we're interested in trying to have a baby. I done lost all my weight. Can I do it? And actually, she was like, well, you are at your 6 months. You really don't have nothing else to lose. So I would say it's safe to go ahead. But when I asked her, your girl was already pregnant. I was already pregnant because I think 2 weeks after we had that talk, the test was positive. So I was already pregnant when I was sitting in there talking to her about getting pregnant. I was already pregnant. But you're supposed to wait a year. What insurance did I have? Okay, so at that time, I had Blue Cross Blue Shield, Obamacare insurance. For all you people who be trying to knock that Obamacare, don't know what it's called. I think it's called the Affordable Care Act now. If we still have it, I don't even know. Or it could just be called, I don't know what it's called now. But for all you people knocking it, look, you better try to pick it up before the president now takes it away. Because it helped me get my surgery and only have to pay a $500 deductible. You can't beat that. So I don't even know what the surgery cost. I never got no bill on the surgery. I never had to pay no additional money. So yeah, that's the insurance I had. Great. Can the surgery resolve acid reflux issues? Now, if you are having acid reflux issue, any type of acid reflux, do not get the sleeve. Do not get the sleeve. And I pretty much said that in question number 1. Don't get the sleeve, okay? Because the sleeve actually makes it worse, and then people have to go back and get a revision to the bypass. That's what you should have got in the first place. So since I already had severe acid reflux, I went ahead and got the bypass straight up because I won't about to suffer. And people be talking about how bad it be getting, and they had, I won't going through all of that. So if you have that issue, go with the bypass. What qualified me to have the surgery? Pretty much all the above that I said I had. I had all these issues. They consider me to have sleep apnea. The knee issues, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, acid reflux. Like, the list was going on and on and on. So I don't even know how people on 600-pound life, how they be making it. I was at, my max weight ever was at 218 pounds. When I got to 218 pounds, I literally thought I was on my deathbed. I thought I was going to be put into the morgue because I couldn't make it. I was in bad shape. 218 pounds, I was in bad shape. And somehow I was able to lose that weight before the surgery. I got all the way down to 205 on my own. And then after that, well, no, the acid reflux helped me get down because I actually lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds from having acid reflux because I could not eat. Every time I swallowed anything, it felt like I had a big lump in my throat, like I was choking. I couldn't even eat hot dogs. Hot dogs is thick anyway. So every time I eat a hot dog, it literally felt like it was sitting in my throat, like I was choking to death. So I couldn't eat. I couldn't swallow. I couldn't do anything. I lost 30 pounds because acid reflux was so bad. So yeah, so I got all the way to 205 and then I was able to have the surgery. So your girl was in bad shape. People probably don't even know that, but yeah, I was in bad shape. And did you have to use a sleep apnea machine? Pretty much I've been talking about that the whole talk, but yes, I do not have sleep apnea, but due to insurance purposes, it's required by law for them to make you take that sleep apnea machine home and you have to use it for a certain amount of time. Now, I did have to use it, but at that time, I was going through a different doctor. And when I found out about Dr. Naziri, and I actually found out because someone who had the surgery, she was looking good. And I was like, who did you go to? She told me that's who I went to. I went ahead and called my doctor I was at. Then I was like, look, I ain't coming back to you, okay? So I went ahead and switched over to the other doctor. They didn't require you to have that sleep apnea machine and all that kind of stuff. So I returned that bad boy because they charge you for it. I had to pay to rent that machine. And then on top of that, they make you sleep with it. Well, I swear it had to be a month or something. So one day I was like, you know what? It didn't work, but I tried it anyway. I was like, where my teddy bear? I stuck that sleep apnea machine on my teddy bear. And I let that thing suck it up all night long. Just I just let that machine stay on that teddy bear all night long because I was like, I'm not putting it on my face. Now, I did try it multiple times. It was not comfortable. It was so uncomfortable. And I had to keep getting different face masks and different hoses and stuff because it wasn't working for me. And I just couldn't. I don't see how people sleep with it. But I guess when they really, really have sleep apnea and they like stop breathing in their sleep, it do make a difference. But for me, I want that severe at all. So I was like, look, I'll pass on that. So when I found a new doctor, I gave that mess back and was like, that's the end of that. Okay. But anyway, guys, that is all of my questions. That was a lot of questions. But I appreciate all the questions because a lot of people have been wanting to know about this gastric bypass for about 3 years. And I did not tell you, I had the surgery on 3/15/21. That's when I had my surgery. And all these years later and 2 babies later, this is the result, baby. This is the result. Okay? Like I said, 2 babies later, I do have a little gut now, but hey, what you expect? 2 kids later. But other than that, your girl is still looking good, looking beautiful, because I'm BEA beautiful. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching this. This was a Q&A today on my gastric bypass surgery. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please come back, watch more, watch more. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Take it easy. It's been real. Have a great one.